Hello everyone, and welcome to my series on makeup no-buys, where I talk all things decluttering, minimalism, not hoarding makeup, and really curating your collection, stopping over purchasing makeup. So the question that I'm going to discuss today is, should you buy makeup backups? Let's get into it. Summarize quickly, should you have makeup backups? No. This is my answer. Now, just to give a quick disclaimer, I'm speaking from my own personal experiences in this video. If I could speak to myself 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have said don't have makeup backups. And I think this could speak to most people who consider themselves makeup hoarders, as I am, and anyone who is trying to do a makeup no-buy. So if you don't fit into that category, and even if you are not a makeup hoarder, this will probably apply to you as well. Now, of course, there are some exceptions, which I will discuss later in this video, but just to begin, I wanted to make it clear, no, I don't think that you should have makeup backups. I've been doing a makeup no-buy for over a year now, and I do have makeup backups from before that period of time. So I completely understand the desire and feeling the need to have makeup backups. Now, as I mentioned, I am speaking from experience. I have so many products that I absolutely love, and I was afraid of running out of them, so I purchased backups. And if you love a product, that's great, but we need to think about how long it is going to take to run through that product. If you are in love with a product and you purchase a backup of it 2 months into using it, it's going to take you at least a year to finish that product. Now, even in the event that you still love that product by the time you are finished it and ready to move on to a new one, the new one has probably expired. And in all likelihood, you won't still love it. It is much safer to just wait until you finish that first product to repurchase a second one. Now, again, speaking from personal experience, this is what I did with a couple of products. I love my MAC Painterly paint pot, and so when I was about halfway finished, I purchased a new one. So now I have a backup. But I finished that first MAC Painterly paint pot while I was doing my no-buy, so I went back through my old makeup collection, and I've been trying some of my older primers. So of course I haven't touched that new paint pot, and I'm worried that it is going to expire before I come back to it. Another example is this MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Now, I used to love this stuff. It was my favorite concealer because it is so thick and heavy duty. So I repurchased a second one. I still love it, but I don't love the way that it comes out. So it has a pump right here, and the issue is that a ton of product comes out every single time that I use it, which is not ideal because I tend to only use a little bit at a time. Now I have my eyes on the NARS Pro Radiant Concealer, but I can't buy that one until I finished this one. So I'm regretting purchasing this one. Basically what I'm getting at is what you love today, you might not love tomorrow. I still love this concealer, but I want a different one now. Another reason to take this into consideration is that you are always changing. Your tastes are changing, your skin is changing as you get older. So it's really hard to purchase something that you won't get use out of for a year. If we were thinking about this in terms of clothing, would you buy a shirt that you weren't going to wear for over a year? This wouldn't really make sense. So why do we do it for makeup? And not to mention budget. What you are willing to pay for a concealer might change. Why would you pre-plan that a year from now? You don't know what's going to be going on in your life in a year. Now, you may be the kind of person who freaks out if you're running out of something, but finishing something off is actually a good thing. It means that you can try out other items in your collection that you wouldn't have reached for otherwise. This is what's happened to me many times over in this past year. One important thing to remember when you are trying to convince yourself not to buy makeup backups is to think about how long it takes to go through a makeup product. If you just bought a new foundation last week, think about how long it'll take to get through that foundation. Will it take you 1 year? Will it take you 3 months? If it's 3 months, you can buy a new product in 3 months. But if it's a year, you can't buy a new product in 3 months. This is just, realistically, that doesn't make sense for your collection and for the amount of makeup that you use. Because then I'm just gonna end up hoarding more makeup and ending up with a much bigger collection than I can possibly use up. You should be planning some things in advance, but not that far in advance. And not makeup, because you really don't know what you are going to like in 5 years. Now, okay, here's an exception. Your favorite mascara is being discontinued. this is one case in which it makes sense to buy a backup. But don't buy 5 backups, because by the time you get to that last one, it's gonna be like 5 years down the line and it is not going to be good. Buy 1, maybe buy 2, but don't go all out. There are some exceptions and this is one of them. Now, another thing it is important to point out is the difference between makeup and skincare. I think that makeup lasts a lot longer than skincare. So if we're talking about a face moisturizer, you probably shouldn't be using them for that long, and it makes even less sense to buy backups of moisturizers or face products. Being in intimate contact with your skin, and you do not want to do anything that is going to mess up, potentially be bad for your skin. I say this knowing that I use face products that are expired, but you know, I'm not practicing as I'm preaching, but I'm still preaching how I would like to act with my makeup. In a perfect world, I would not be doing this. I find that skincare also takes a lot longer to go through because there is so much more of it. I look at a big tub of moisturizer compared to a little thing of concealer. It's gonna take me longer to go through the moisturizer. Now, on the other hand, makeup you will probably go through faster, but you will probably get bored of it quicker. You will want to try new things, whereas with face products and skincare, I feel like we tend to stick to these for longer periods of time and we become really loyal to these products. There is only one makeup product that I'm happy I bought a backup of. It is this, the Maybelline 1x1 mascara, and there's a couple caveats to this because I finished off my first one and this is one of my favorite mascaras ever, so I'm happy that I have a backup, but I really don't need it. I have a huge mascara collection and I would have got by just fine without it. Additionally, I haven't reached for this in about a year because through doing my no buy, I've been trying to use my other mascaras and really try everything out, so I haven't been reaching for my favorite products. I've been using the less loved items. So yeah, all of my makeup backups have really not been essential. So in the end, buying makeup backups is just gonna end up with you having a ton of makeup that you used to love that has never been touched before, while your tastes and your budget and possibly your skin or the way you look changes. So it's really not a good idea to plan for the future in this way when you don't know what's going to be happening with your makeup routine or your makeup interests. Again, think about what else you are planning this far in advance. Are you buying food a year in advance? Are you buying your clothing a year in advance before you ever use it? Probably not. So think about this and apply it to how you view your makeup collection. That is it for this video. I would like to thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe down below. I make a ton of videos on makeup no buys and I would love for you to check them out and let me know what you think. If you have any other questions that you would like answered or addressed, please let me know, as I love having these sorts of conversations. I think they're really interesting to see going on in the beauty community right now, and I love to just be another voice as part of these conversations. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.